Have you ever wondered if goblins exist beyond the fairy tales and folklore? Goblins, these mischievous and sometimes malevolent creatures, have captured our imaginations for centuries. They are depicted in a myriad of ways, from the troublesome tricksters of children's tales to the terrifying monsters in horror stories. But where did these fascinating figures originate? The answer lies in the rich tapestry of cultures around the globe. From the ancient traditions of the East to the folktales of the West, the concept of goblins has been woven into the fabric of our shared human narrative. They are more than just characters in a story. They are reflections of our collective fears, hopes, and dreams. And yet, despite their universal appeal, goblins remain shrouded in mystery. What is the truth behind these mythical beings? How have they evolved over time and across cultures? Join us as we delve into the world of goblins, tracing their stories from ancient lore to modern interpretations. Long before they graced the pages of fantasy novels, goblins were already a part of ancient folklore. The roots of goblin lore spread far and wide, touching various ancient cultures, each with their unique interpretation of these mystical beings. In Old English folklore, goblins were portrayed as grotesque and malicious creatures. These impish figures were known to be sly tricksters, often blamed for misfortunes and mishaps. The goblin's reputation as a household pest originated from these tales, as they were believed to sneak into homes at night to cause mischief and mayhem. Now, let's take a leap across the English Channel to France, where you'll find the lutin, a goblin-like creature with a penchant for horseplay. Much like their English counterparts, lutins were known for their tricks, but they also had a more benevolent side, often helping with household chores if treated well. Over in the East, in ancient China, the mogwai are quite similar to goblins. These spirits could be benevolent or malevolent depending on their mood. A mogwai might help a lost traveler find their way, or they might lead them further astray, a testament to their unpredictable nature. Heading even further east, we reach Japan, where the Teng, a goblin-like creature, resides. Originally thought to be disruptive demons, Teng have evolved in folklore to become protective spirits of forests and mountains, showing that not all goblin tales are of mischief and malevolence. As we travel through time and across continents, it's clear that the figure of the goblin has been a constant in human storytelling. Each culture, each era, has its own version of the goblin, a testament to the enduring allure of these fantastical creatures. These ancient tales of goblins, whether they're known as lutins, mogwai, or teng, paint a picture of complex creatures that embody both our fears and our fascination with the unknown. Despite their differing origins, a common thread runs through these ancient goblin tales: their mischievous and often malevolent nature. The goblins' leap from folklore to literature has seen them evolve, yet their core characteristics remain. The first major literary appearance of goblins can be traced back to the late Middle Ages. In these tales, goblins were often portrayed as mischievous, grotesque little creatures. They were tricky, crafty, and known for their love of gold and shiny trinkets. As literature progressed, so did the depiction of goblins. The Romantic era, with its fascination for the supernatural and the exotic, saw goblins portrayed in a more sympathetic light. However, it was during the Victorian era that goblins truly found their place in literature. Charles Dickens' Christmas Carol introduced us to a goblin in the form of Jacob Marley, a character that, despite his ghostly form, exhibited traits reminiscent of the traditional goblin. But it was J.R.R. Tolkien who would fundamentally reshape our understanding of goblins. In his seminal work, The Hobbit, goblins are depicted as malevolent beings, living in the dark recesses of the earth, away from the light. They were brutal, cunning, and posed a great danger to the protagonist Bilbo Baggins. This depiction was a departure from the mischievous but largely harmless goblins of earlier literature. It influenced subsequent portrayals of goblins, making them a staple of the fantasy genre. This shift from harmless tricksters to formidable foes was a significant one. It showcased the versatility of the goblin as a character, capable of embodying both the comically grotesque and the genuinely terrifying. And it is this versatility that has allowed the goblin to endure, to adapt, and to remain a relevant and engaging figure in literature. From these literary works, the image of the goblin as a mischievous and often dangerous creature has become firmly ingrained in our collective consciousness. Through stories, we have come to know them, to fear them, and to be fascinated by them. And as long as we continue to tell stories, it seems, the goblin will continue to play its part. In the realm of modern media, goblins have taken on a life of their own. They're no longer just the stuff of fairy tales and ancient folklore. These mythical creatures have found their way into movies, television shows, and video games, each medium offering a unique interpretation of what a goblin is and can be. In film, goblins often serve as the quintessential villains. They're the lurking menace in the shadows, the horde of monstrous creatures that the hero must overcome. Think about the goblins in the Harry Potter series or The Hobbit. They are depicted as grotesque, cunning, and inherently evil, reinforcing the traditional portrayal of goblins as something to be feared. But then, you have television, where goblins are sometimes shown in a more sympathetic light. Shows like Adventure Time and The Magicians have challenged our preconceived notions of these creatures, presenting goblins who are more than just mindless monsters. They have their own societies, their own cultures, and yes, even their own problems. They become characters with depth, with motivations beyond simple destruction. And in the world of video games, goblins are often more than just cannon fodder for the hero. They can be complex characters with their own storylines and quests. They can even be the protagonists, as in games like Styx, Master of Shadows, where the player controls a goblin character, or World of Warcraft, where goblins are a playable race with a rich backstory. Each of these mediums has shaped and reshaped our image of the goblin, allowing for a wider range of interpretations. They've shown us that goblins can be more than just the embodiment of evil. They can be misunderstood, they can be sympathetic, they can even be heroes. From terrifying villains to misunderstood anti-heroes, the goblin's role in modern media reflects our evolving perceptions of these mythical creatures. It's a testament to our ability to reimagine and reinterpret, to see beyond the surface and find depth even in the most unlikely of places. In this age of scientific discovery, one might ask, do goblins still have a place? As we delve deeper into the 21st century, the question of goblins' existence persists. Despite the quantum leaps in technology and science, goblins continue to hold a peculiar spot in our collective consciousness. They are not merely a relic of the past, but a living entity in some cultures today. In the remote corners of the world, there still exist communities that hold fast to the belief in goblins. These creatures of folklore are seen as an integral part of their cultural heritage and tradition. They are woven into the fabric of their daily lives, their stories passed down through generations, as real and palpable as the air they breathe. Simultaneously, in the bustling metropolises, goblins have found a new home in the realm of pop culture and the fantasy genre. In this digital age, they have morphed from the grotesque, malicious beings of old into complex characters with a myriad of traits. From the mischievous yet harmless pranksters to the cunning, malevolent tricksters, goblins have captured the imagination of millions worldwide. Authors and filmmakers have breathed new life into these mythical beings, crafting intricate narratives around them. They've become the heroes, villains, or quirky sidekicks in a plethora of stories that span across mediums. Video games, movies, books, and even music have been enchanted by the allure of these mythical creatures. Their popularity is testament to their enduring appeal and the human fascination with the unknown and the mystical. But why this enduring fascination? Perhaps it's because goblins, in all their various incarnations, represent a part of the human psyche. They embody our fears, our hopes, our quirks, and our complexities. They are a mirror to our own selves, reflecting both the darkness and the light within us. Whether they exist in reality or only in our imaginations, goblins continue to enchant, terrify, and intrigue us. Their story, it seems, is far from over. As long as there are tales to be told, goblins will continue to live in one form or another in the hearts and minds of people everywhere. From ancient folklore to modern media, the goblin has journeyed through time, captivating minds and sparking imaginations along the way. This peculiar creature, often depicted as mischievous, cunning, and even a bit frightening, has held a consistent presence in our collective consciousness. Whether in the ancient tales of various cultures, the pages of classic literature, or the screens of our modern media, the goblin has proven its lasting allure. We've traversed the annals of history, explored the depths of literature, and navigated the vast expanse of modern media, each time encountering the goblin in a new light. Despite the different interpretations and portrayals, one thing remains constant: our fascination with this enigmatic creature. It's a testament to our inherent curiosity, our quest for understanding the unknown, and our love for a good story. As long as stories are told, goblins will continue to lurk in the shadows, a testament to our enduring fascination with the unknown.